Hi, this is Burr Stewart, normally of the Burlington Northern, but today I'm delighted to bring you back to the Titfield Thunderbolt. Robin brought this train over again. It's an absolutely beautiful, strange thing. And not just the question of what is a Titfield and how could there be a train called the Titfield Thunderbolt, but it's actually a beautifully running HO scale model. Actually, it's an OO scale model, and it's made by Rapido of UK. And it's a really fabulous piece of work. Look at the detail in the back of the coach, the rear coach. There, I focused on it so you can see the different things in there. And each car has a special meaning, which I know very little about. But the sound is incredible. Now we're coming through Mukilteo on my HO scale layout, and we're heading along the low line towards the Squid Bridge and the Bayside Yard, which you'll see in a minute. Here's a shot of the edge of the box that the product came in. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, this is it. All right, now back to the action. Here we're crossing the Squid Bridge, and you'll hear the squealer. Because even in England, the railroad wheels squeal on corners, right?
Yeah, trying to get his watch out of the stuffing. I'm sorry, I missed the CBs and
This train was featured in a movie, I believe it was in the 1950s, and a lot of people are still fond of it. And that's probably why Rapido decided to make a model. But you know, this is an extraordinary thing. This tiny little steam engine has a keep alive in it so that it runs absolutely flawlessly over any number of switches. At this point, we're in the Stacy Street yard in Seattle. And in a minute, we're going to come through Mukilteo again and head up the mountain east towards Chicago and eventually back to the UK where it belongs. Listen to that horn. Whistle. You know what I meant. They don't have much room to take some of that lumber with them, although I'm sure the Brits would appreciate a little extra lumber, but I guess it'll just have to stay here in Seattle. Or wood chips. We should have stopped for passengers there at the King Street station, but we didn't. I think the passengers got a round-trip ticket back to the UK, so they're just staying on the train. Thank you very much. Now, we're testing out this curved crossing diamond at a slower speed just to make sure it goes. But it does. It goes over beautifully. Very nice. I scratch built this curved diamond. I'm very proud of it. It took me about 20 hours.
Well, yeah, but in the Queen's English. Yeah.
I was just counting in general. Let me make sure you're...
Now we're coming across the trestle, heading up into the mountains, the Cascade Mountains, on our way back to UK. And coming up here is a skewed bridge, which is similar to a real bridge on the highway near the main line up towards Skykomish. The kinky track there is the narrow gauge that we'll eventually have operating over into that
Plank in
corner.
a 7 plank, or
I mean, lots of them, yeah. I don't know how
I think one's 5 plank and the other one's
looks like a 5 and a 7. One's taller than the other.
or 4 and a 7.
And as you know, if you've been watching my channel, the next thing is the index loop.
Sorry, I'm getting away.
We haven't had a single incident with this train. It's run the entire, I don't know what it is, 6 miles or something around this layout. There's Robin enjoying his Titfield Thunderbolt. And that's as far east as we can go on this layout. And I hope the rest of you in the UK will welcome it when it finally arrives there. I hope you've enjoyed this little diversion. And you'll look at the other 400 plus train videos on my channel. And in the meantime, this is Burr Stewart wishing you much fun with trains.